Today's Missouri Governor Mike Parson banned investors from countries deemed as foreign adversaries from buying farmland near critical military sites.
The executive order comes the day before the Missouri House and Senate kick off the new year in Jefferson City. And it's already making waves in the race for governor. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has more on how the new rules would work. Mark.
Well, some might call it a red state, red scare. State and federal farmland records show Chinese companies own less than a fraction of 1% of Missouri farmland today. But Republicans running for governor are eager to show they're tough on China in an election year. Governor Mike Parson planted a farmland firewall to fortify Missouri's defenses against China with this executive order.
To ban China and other nations that may wish us harm from owning Missouri agriculture land within 10 miles of any critical military facilities in the state.
Because the U.S. State Department considers China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and the Nicolas Maduro regime in Venezuela as foreign adversaries, companies based there will no longer be allowed to purchase Missouri farmland anywhere on this map.
While we have had no issues at this point, we want to be proactive against any potential threats.
Professor Nancy Chen studies the Chinese economy and teaches managerial economics at Northwestern's Kellogg School of Business.
Chinese cannot buy farmland in China. So in China, all land is owned by the state.
She argues the U.S. already has the tools it needs to protect military sites and food supply at shipping ports. She cautioned against total broad bans that might impact a seller's ability to attract the highest bidder.
And if other countries do things that are counterproductive for the economic welfare of their citizens, let's not copy them.
Parson delivered his remarks the day before Missouri begins its legislative session, signaling he'd be open to a broader ban.
Believe me, if I had the authority, we wouldn't just be talking about banning farmland, but all commercial properties by foreign adversaries, regardless of rural or urban.
The recent red state restrictions reminded Chen of a similar crackdown 40 years ago when the U.S. was competing with a different growing economy, and some shared concerns like this.
It was all over the news. Japan is taking over America, the second yellow peril, it went on. And in the end, it was Americans who benefited. Mitsubishi overextended, they defaulted on their loans, and it was sold back to Americans. I believe it was the Crown family for a bargain. So to me, this is very similar to that.
Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, who's running for governor, called Parson's executive order too little too late and called to stop the China land grab. He highlighted Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe's votes from about a decade ago to allow these limited sales to foreign countries. Kehoe did not address those remarks directly, but Parson said those threats were very different a decade ago.